So today we actually have another addition to the GR Corolla, which is going to be a FITCAMX dash cam, a front and rear dash cam for this car. So inside the box, you pretty much get the OEM looking front dash cam. So in the box, you get the dash cam as well as some accessories. So let's look at the actual dash cam. This is going to come with the rear dash cam as well as the front dash cam. So if you guys are not familiar with this generation Corolla, it obviously comes standard with the adaptive cruise control. So what this does is it plug and plays straight to the OEM harness. That way you can plug this in, snaps right in, looks OEM, and then there's no splicing of wires, finding fuses, nothing like that. So, and then since I have the front and rear dash cam, you're going to have the plug that goes all the way into the rear, which plugs in straight here, and then you just gotta fish the wire all the way to the back. So it's a little bit more time consuming, but if you wanna have that front and rear visibility for when you're driving and anything happens, you'll have it. So all still plug and play, just will take a little bit longer to get installed. So let's hop in, let's do the front. The front will be super simple, just a couple clips and then remounting this and a couple plugs, and that's it. In the accessory box, you'll get your fancy pry tool, and then you'll get the OEM plug that has the adapter on it to get power to your camera. So let's hop into the inside and get this thing swapped in. So hopping into the car, I pretty much got the plastic cover, the rear camera, the actual plug, and then the actual camera with the housing itself. So this is super simple. I mean, if you're only doing a front camera, it probably will take you 5-10 minutes at the max. Behind your rear view mirror, you're gonna have a U-shaped cover, which they actually supply you an additional one. So you got this, and that literally just kind of pulls down and then pulls out. So just pull down, pull out, and then this is the OEM one. And then to get your actual camera mount off, you literally just kind of push down, and then you'll break the, well, not break, but you'll push the tabs out, and then this whole piece of plastic will come out. So you just kind of push down, and then you'll see here's the tab here, here's the tab here. You will have to take these plastic tabs off and swap them over to the new one, which I'll show you close up in just a second. But you just kind of take like a little pry tool, a little pick, and just kind of lift up on one side and kind of take your fingernail and lift up on the other, and these will just kind of slide off. But once you get here, this big plug right here is what you're going to be looking for, and you just want to get your mirror out of the way and then just push up on the tab and then pull that out. And that's where we're going to piggyback off onto the actual harness itself, which has a nice little padding around it and shouldn't rattle at all. Once you get that plug unplugged, we'll plug in the new one, and then we'll plug in the adapter. And that's pretty much all the wiring you got to do. So now once we get that, we can plug up our one wire down to here. But before that, we got to switch over these tabs. I just pretty much have a little pick that I kind of pick up on one side, and then kind of use my fingernail on the other. And then this should slide off. Just be careful. I mean, they will kind of fling if you pry on them too hard. That'll come off, and then we'll take off the other one as well. Just like that. And now we'll take our new camera. Those will literally just slide on, snap on. and that's it. So now, like I said, now we're gonna want to plug in that camera, and then I'm gonna leave this kind of hanging here so that way I can still get access to it. And once you get it firm up against the windshield, you should be able to just push up on it, and then that'll snap in place. So now that we got this will be hanging here. We may have to pop that off in a little bit to try to tuck the wire behind, which I'm debating. We'll probably run it on the passenger side, just to probably make it a little easier on us. And what's nice too is the camera has another adapter, so that way you can unplug it and only have to feed these little tiny plugs rather than the entire camera through certain holes. So let's get this wrapped up, and then I'll kind of show you the track that I end up doing to get this wire all the way to the back. So I mean, this isn't that big of a car, so you're probably not going to need this much wire, but you have it, so we'll probably have to zip tie it a little bit behind something. So and before I go any farther, I am going to download the FITCAMX app and just make sure this is connecting, so that way I don't waste my time running the rear camera and it doesn't work. So literally just download the app, and then usually your camera should just pop right up to connect to camera. So let's see if this works. And if it does ask you to join the Wi-Fi, it is 1234567 as the password. And you cannot keep CarPlay and this connected at the same time since they require a Wi-Fi connection. But right now, you can see I do have connection to it. So, and it's not even mentioning a back camera. So let's plug in the back camera and see if it pops up real quick. I just plugged up the back camera. I don't know if you guys can see it. It is showing both cameras, so the one's looking at my face right now. I'm try to feed some of this wire. All right, pretty simple to hide that. So we're gonna come up over here. We're gonna try to make sure we get behind the airbag because you never wanna run your wires in front of it. So we're gonna pull down some of the weather stripping, and I'm not sure how this A-pillar's actually attached. So it does seem like there's a clip. I just kind of popped it loose a little bit, so I should be able to feed the wire up and behind there. I did have to fish the wire a little bit. I didn't want to pull this panel all the way off, but I just fished a coat hanger, taped a little bit around it, and got it fed all the way through. So we can pop that back on. All right, so I pretty much got the front all done, tucked away up under the headliner, and I am down to the back. So now we're going to come back here. I gotta see how easy or not easy it is to remove this trim piece. I know I've already been in the trunk before, and you gotta remove a lot in order to get this off. So, and I would imagine you can't get this off without getting this off, but we'll see. I mean, if I'm lucky enough, if I can feed my coat hanger all the way through here, that would be super simple, and get it over here. But I mean, seeing that I can pop this off a little bit, I might be able to just feed everything through that direction. So let's see. All right, so I pretty much got this routed to where I want it. I'm about to clean that wire up back there, but I was gonna push it inside of here, but there's a pretty big like tabbed plastic piece back here, so I did have to fish it underneath that first. And then I just got to figure out where I'm going to wrap all this excess wire at, but we'll figure that out in a second. But let's get this all cleaned up, and then we'll figure out how to mount this camera. All right, and so when we get the wire ready to go over here, I have 3D printed these mounts for several other of my cars that have rear dash cams. And like I said, if you have a hatch, you definitely would probably want something like this. So this literally will mount straight to the headliner, and then you'll just double side tape the camera. You'll double side tape the camera straight to this, and then that mounts to it. So nothing is destructive. You're just adding a little mount that you're using your headliner for. So But let's get this wire all tidied up and hidden back here, so that way we'll be ready to go. All right, so I did some fancy wire management right here, so that way I don't have a huge clump of wires in one spot. So ran into a slight little problem when I was running this back camera and wanting to mount this. So typically all the other cars I've done rear cameras had like these little Christmas tree clips, but this car, the GR Corolla, does not. It has like one of those like push expander clips, and with that, and when I try to add one of these, it is too thick, and then this clip does not want to clip in. And then usually these are usually a little bit more versatile on the length, so they would normally work. So what I did, and this screw right here that I have fits perfectly, so you don't have to modify anything. You'll just take this screw and then take this and just screw it in. So I didn't have to open up the hole. And with a screw too, you can get way tighter than what the clip did. So now we are ready to just tape this on here, and we are ready to go. And on this FITCAM camera, it says make sure this side is up, so you'll want to make sure you do that, and then wipe down the surface right here. That you have very minimal wire hanging out, and if you really want to, you can put a hole in your headliner and run the wire from the back if you really want to, but this is clean enough for me. And I might want to loosen this screw up just a little bit because it wasn't quite level. But now that that's in there, let's go make sure everything's working in the front and make sure everything is working on our phone. Alright, so now everything's buttoned up, got the trim piece back on, and the camera's in the back. So one thing to note is to tell if it is on, you'll see the lights right there, and there's a power on button as well as a picture take button. So if you have something that happens right away, you can just record or take a picture, so that way if you're trying to grab someone's license plate or not. But so yeah, you cannot have Apple CarPlay and open this up at the same time, because Apple CarPlay relies on Wi-Fi. So you'll just get the FITCAMX app, which is super simple, and then you'll connect to the Wi-Fi on the camera. You can go back to the FITCAMX app, and then it should show everything going on. So you can see that the rear cam and the front cam show. You can swap the cameras, so you can just move them. Oh, you can flip the cameras or mirror them. And then now if you want to and inside the app, you will view all your camera settings. So what it's recording at, sound recording, if it's recording on or off, I'll turn mine on, video resolution, loop recording if you want to do it in 1 minute or 3 minute increments. You could change the exposure compensation, driving collision sensing, parking monitoring, and then just factory reset and everything like that. I do want to note that this comes with a memory card, so you don't even need to buy one. But yeah, let's just go for a ride and just see. But as you can see with all the footage, the video quality is really good. It looks good. I mean, the front and rear give good video quality. You can easily see everything. To me, it's a really good quality camera. But it's nice because as soon as you need to pull up something, you can literally download it straight to your phone, straight from the app. So that way you can literally just have if say like there was a crash or anything like that, you could literally just download the video footage and access it straight from the app, so that way you have it ready to go and you don't have to pull it off an SD card, plug it into a computer, all that. But sure, you could do the same exact thing. You can still get it recorded on the SD card and then bring it over to your computer and download all the data that you'd want, or make a time lapse or something like that, which is really cool to do with this. So, but anyways, if you guys are interested in picking up one of these, I will be putting a link down below as well as a discount code if you guys are interested. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.